Howdy folks, Editing Steven here. The end of the year is here, congratulations, we made it to another year, and we thought we'd throw in a bonus episode for y'all. Just some clips of our favorite moments of the year. Apologies in advance for the varying audio quality, some of the early episodes are pretty rough, but we've come a long way, and we've had fun doing it. Also, in order to separate clips or sections, you'll hear the following soundbite from our personal friend of the show, Samuel L. Jackson.
This is a tasty burger.
So when you hear that sound, it means it's a new clip. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Hope you like it. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from your friends at the Stale Popcorn Podcast.
Popcorn. You forget about things like stale.
Popcorn? Popcorn! Stale popcorn! Popcorn. Pop.
This is the
Stale popcorn!
Chris, are you familiar with Letterboxd?
Is that a movie?
It's a movie review platform where anyone on the internet can write their reviews on any movie. And it's notoriously toxic. And so what I thought I'd do is, looking back at my thoughts on the film, I wanted to see if any kind of opposing thoughts had some merit to it. So I went to Letterboxd and looked up half-star reviews, and I got some reviews to read if you'll indulge me. Does that sound okay?
I'll indulge you.
What do people see in this? The quality is crap, and why did Denis Villeneuve put a floating watermark that says 1x bet going around on the screen? Also, I didn't know they did intermissions because there was some Indian dude telling me about gambling. Pretty effed up. The audio also sucked. They didn't edit out the coughing on set. Stupid, you're all sheep.
I understand what she's talking about.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that here.
I got another one here. Sorry. I miss when Hollywood was fun. Last week, Deborah presented me with divorce papers. She said she doesn't love me anymore after the whole iPad fiasco, and I was gutted. I broke down in tears and told her if she leaves, I'll do something drastic. She said she didn't care and still asked me to sign the papers, but she didn't say I had to sign my name. I sat there and I crap you not for 10 minutes chuckling to myself to think of a funny fake name to win her back. After 3 minutes, she started sobbing after I started doing my brainstorm dance. I only break out when I really need it. In all capitals here. I will not tell you how to do with a brainstorm dance. It's a family secret and I plan to pass it down to me and Deborah's future son. Yes, if it's a girl, I'm going to say, what's the return policy to the nurses? I couldn't focus over her sobbing enough, so after 10 minutes, all I wrote was tits, written down, not in cursive because I never learned. The guy at Quiznos I always go to for advice told me, the divorce can't be finalized if you just sign tits. His name is Brent and he's 17. He's currently undecided on if he's going to go to college, but he's been doing my taxes for the last few months. Whenever I ask him what's taking so long, he tells me he needs to find another.
He needs to find a what?
He tells me he needs to find another free trial of Microsoft Office. I'm sorry, kid. He's kind of like the son I never had.
I don't know what you're saying anymore.
I'm so sorry. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, man. He's kind of like the son I never had, so I'm thinking about teaching him the dance. It just feels right. Oh, man. I'm so sorry. Anyway, that was his review of Dune.
Nothing wrong with that one. That was only a half star, huh?
Yeah.
This is a tasty burger.
It's time for Unhinged Reviews.
Oh, yes. Unhinged.
M. Night Shyamalan
Reviews.
special. I'm going to read some Unhinged reviews. Chris is going to guess the movie based on the Unhinged review. So let's get it going. You ready?
Oh, I'm born ready.
This one's 1 star from Matt Singer. It says, certainly one of the more unorthodox episodes of New Girl I've seen.
New Girl? Oh, it's The Happening.
It is The Happening. Yeah. This one is 3.5 stars from Ella Kemp. It says, no shitting friends, Joseph.
Visit?
Nope.
Are we talking After Earth?
No, it's Unbreakable.
Oh, that was the first one I was thinking.
You remember when that kid's like,
I won't hesitate, bitch!
points the gun at his head.
This is a tasty burger.
This one is from Nick Wibbert for The Batman 2022, 4 stars. I just love how effing disgusting Bruce looks in this. Sorry, there's more. Oh my gosh. Nasty A, stringy A, translucency pale goth boy in this dank, disgusting bat cave hunched over his computer with bloodshot eyes and black eye paint scrolling through the footage of previous nights and journaling his effed up thoughts. When he finally emerges from the cave to talk to Alfred and gets disturbed by the natural sunlight and has to put on sunglasses, I wanted to get up and cheer. Yeah, that's right. Put on those glasses, you little freak. Jeez. Also, he's definitely a virgin based on how he composes himself around Catwoman. Effing fantastic movie. Oh, man. That's hilarious.
This is a tasty burger.
This one's from Closer Look Media for The Joker, 4 stars. This happened to my buddy Eric. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
A good one.
I like it.
This is a tasty burger.
My wife and I watched The Village recently.
Ah, M9?
M. yeah. It was, you know what? I don't even care. Unapologetically love that movie. It's,
How many stars, son?
ooh, I probably put it like high 3.5 or 4 TBD.
Ooh.
TBH, I mean. Just because
Okay.
I have a great affinity for that movie. I just like it so much and beautiful, and you know, it's when M. Night could do no wrong. Yeah, so I like it.
The first time I don't know how I just missed this part, but it came out when I was like 11, 12 or something. And it took me like the third time watching it to realize that the main, what's her name? Bryce Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
To like realize she was blind. Like, I don't know how I just somehow missed that part. I remember she just like, you know, she's slapping the door with her hands, and I was like, I just thought she was an alcoholic or something. And then finally, like it's like a couple years later, I was like, wait a second.
Oh man. I guess that really important plot detail just went right over your head, huh?
You miss a scene, and it makes it quite a different movie.
Oh man, that's good. That's hilarious.
This is a tasty burger.
Real quick, we had plans to rewatch Godzilla 2014 in preparation for the new Godzilla movie, which we're both excited for. But, you know, I thought to myself, I was like, we're better men than that. You know, since it's day of recording, it's International Women's Day. So we thought we'd record and watch something that really is empowering to women and just something at the forefront made by women and involving women, just, you know, praising them for all they do. So what we decided to watch was Netflix's Damsel.
Yeah, well, overall, I'd say the movie was 2.5 stars out of 5. What would you say, son?
No, I just said it was a revelation, you know, that Millie Bobby Brown, she proves once again that, you know, Hollywood needs her and she doesn't need Hollywood. It was stunning. I loved it. Every second of every minute was this is what movies are meant to be. Chris, it made me feel so empowered. I could feel my genitals transforming into ovaries.
This is a tasty burger.
I don't know anyone's names. If I watch the second one, I probably still won't know their names. Could you name a single actor besides Anthony Hopkins who isn't physically in this movie?
I'm going to butcher his name.
Without looking.
Digimon Hansu, who's the black guy from Gladiator.
Yeah. That's his name? Digimon?
I think so.
Seriously?
I'm sure it's not spelled like
Asian. What is this?
No, he's black. The black guy.
I know who you're talking about. Shazam.
Yeah. That guy, and then
His name's Digimon.
Look it up, Bookworm.
This is a tasty burger.
Real chefs from Chicago and all over are in, I think, like episode 9 or something. One of them I recognized from MasterChef. She's like a baker. Sorry.
Bakist? Is that when you're don't treat all of the bread equal, or what does that mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
This is a tasty burger.
My mind went to Law and Order for some reason, and I came up with a Law and Order synopsis.
In the American Midwest, tornadoes are chased by two separate, yet equally important groups. The nerds who study the data, and the redneck hillbillies who get off from driving towards them. These are their stories.
This is a tasty burger.
Her friends die in the beginning.
Saw that coming from a mile away. Mostly
Same
because
thing happens in the first Twister. The dad just gets, I don't know if you remember this, opening scene from the 96 Twister. It's like this dad, mom, and little girl, and there's a tornado warning. They run out to the tornado shelter. For some reason, the dad is like trying to hold down the little latch thing, and the mom and daughter are just like deeper in the shelter, and then it just like the door opens up, sucks him out, dies, and they're just like, Dad, no, whatever, and then it just cuts to whatever. I'm like, oh wow,
he had that
Same
dad
thing.
energy, thinking he could out strong arm a tornado. We've all been there, am I right, fellas? It's the equivalent of if you got a mattress on top of your truck and you got the arm hanging out. That's the same deal.
Yep.
This is a tasty burger.
And so I think you secretly thought this was a sequel to Rebel Moon Part 2, and you were hoping, you were itching, you were just eager to jump back into the world of Zack Snyder.
I was.
And were you disappointed?
I know. I was like, where's...
Yeah, name a name, I dare you.
I honestly can't remember. I can't name a single character. I'd say the best actor in this that seemed like they were kind of born to play the role was Don Johnson playing... I guess I can't say what he does, but he plays his role very well.
Do you know who he is father of?
Magic Johnson?
Magic Johnson's his son. I think this guy is what every man pictures themselves as they are in their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's cool, he's calm, collected under pressure. He's bloody, grabbing fish out of the river with his bare hands.
Oh, yeah.
Camping under the stars, shaving his face in the woods. And it's cool for him. Well, when I do it, they say I have the autism. But
This is a tasty burger.
after I came out of this movie, I thought to myself, maybe I was a bit harsh on Madam Web.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, this was a rough one. Definitely contender for worst movie of the year. Do not go see this. Do not waste your money. At least with Madam Web, you could like watch it with a group of friends and like laugh about it,
Mm-hmm.
With this one, for a movie that's supposed to be funny, you would have thought I was alone in this theater because not even like an exhale out of the nose was heard. From like... Nothing was funny, nothing hit anything, none of the action hit, none of the story beats hit, and I can't, in good conscience, recommend this to anyone.
When I first came out the theater, I was like, that was bad. I don't think it's quite as bad as Atlas, because I like, at least Borderlands, it's like some sort of action a little bit. I mean, that's not great, but the more I was thinking of it, when I was taking the notes, I just kept getting mad. Every time I was thinking about this movie, it just had an effect on me.
Yeah.
Like, it was, affected me physically, emotionally, spiritually, sexually.
You may not be able to perform later, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of like, it reminds me, that meme of that like high school kid who's staring and he's got the vein like popping out of his head. Like that's me. That was me watching this movie.
Oh man.
This is a tasty burger.
Like I wasn't expecting much, but I thought it was actually really good. It might be like in my top like 3 movies
of the year.
I thought I can't get through
Is this a bit okay?
I was really trying. I had a whole thing planned about, but I couldn't keep my face straight.
Chris, you had me.
This movie was dog water. It was freaking terrible. It's definitely one of the worst movies I've seen this year. I don't know. What do you think, Steve?
Oh man, I was really looking forward to having a heated debate with you because
an easy win for you is what you're.
I totally agree.
I was kind of thinking here, actually. So, like, the kids, like, they're all trying to steal his money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, maybe this is Francis Ford Coppola kind of making this is a message to his heirs. Because this movie, let me double check. I think the budget was like
20.
Yeah, it's $120 million budget.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he had to put all the money up. He's been saving for this forever because no studio in the right mind's gonna put money down for this.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even market it, so he had to shell out more money. And to me, I'm like, if this is just him, like, maybe he's got a bunch of heirs, like kids, grandkids that are trying to mooch off that money, waiting for him to die. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to show you a lesson. I'm going to spend it all on this movie that's not going to make a dime. And then I'm going to make the movie about how this grandpa rich guy does not want to give these kids the money, you know? And
yeah.
I mean, if you look at it that way, it's kind of a fun story.
Yeah.
I just want to know the one person that it just resonates. That's just like Frank sitting there like, I get it, you know, from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't have many pros. I think I'd still put it slightly above Borderlands. And to me, it's more respectable for Coppola. He swung. All right, he missed. He struck out or whatever, but he swung. Yeah. He didn't strike out looking here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel confident that the studio had no effect on this. Like, they had no imprint.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some movies you're like, you know, like Zack Snyder is like, oh, the studio made me cut this and this. I only do my Snyder cut and it's all totally different, you know.
Yeah.
But this one, you're just like,
that was all you, baby.
Clearly, no studio touched this, and this is 100% him. Shia was good. In this movie, it's so bizarre, so weird that, like, some actors you could tell, like, bought into it regardless. So, like, Shia, I'm convinced that him dressed as a woman might be the ugliest person I've ever seen. Like, it is absolutely revolting. Like,
oh yes, yeah, I 100% agree.
We got to be careful. Yeah, this will be like our getting canceled. You know how they'll go back, pull tweets from 15 years ago of just saying like outrageous.
Well, these guys hated Megalopolis. They lose all credibility.
Yeah,
they're gonna pull this back up and be like, "You guys call yourself movie podcasters, and you don't like the greatest movie of all time? You smooth brains can't understand a plot." If you did like this, I'm really curious as to why, but I'm just imagining any person that says they like this as like the Minkus, you know, Boy Meets World character, like, well, actually, they're not only lying to me, but they're lying to themselves, you know?
Yeah.
This is a tasty burger.
Speaking of old men in the ring, I saw, this doesn't have anything to do with what I was going to talk about, but Netflix, I saw Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
I saw that too, yeah.
Are you going to watch that?
It depends. If it's because most of them, they'll have like 5 different fights beforehand. And it takes hours and you got all these different cards. And then I'm like, all right.
What a world we live in, though, where a Disney Channel star could fight one of the best boxers of all time.
Did you see there's some clip coming around with Mike Tyson? And it's this like 9-year-old girl interviewing, and she's like, what does it mean to you to be, what does this mean for your legacy? And he just goes on this like minute-long rant, like, I think legacy's just ego. I'm going to die soon, and I'm going to be dead in the ground, and nothing's going to matter. And it's just like this. Basically, everyone's like, he just like forgot he was talking to a 9-year-old, and he's just like talking about how everyone's gonna die and nothing's gonna really matter. It's pretty funny. But I
think I sent it to you recently of him and Hasbulla.
yeah.
Where you thought Hasbulla was a kid, like a little baby. That was hilarious.
He's like cradling and kissing. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I can predict what's gonna happen. You want to know what's gonna happen?
Can I predict what you're gonna predict?
Yeah, predict what I'm gonna predict.
It's probably gonna be like I'm assuming it's probably 5 rounds and it's gonna end in a draw.
This is what's going to happen. Jake's going to come out swinging. It's going to come out hard because he's got something to prove. And Mike Tyson's going to, flail a little bit, just kind of read him. I could see it going unexpected if the second bite heard around the world.
He goes and does it again.
He goes for another bite, another infamous bite. Not the ear, though. He goes for the balls. He just dives in.
Yeah.
He dives in. Yeah, unexpected, but I think it'd be a bold move.
It would be a bold move.
Not only to end the Jake line, but...
That's true. It's like, no more of you.
Yeah.
That would be something. And then the twist. Mike Tyson loses his lisp after that. He starts...
Oh, yeah.
it just...
Yeah. So you heard it here. That's what's going to happen. Play by play.
Play by play.
This is a tasty burger.
So, fun fact about this movie. I've been holding on to this secret for months.
Ooh.
I actually saw this movie about 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh.
A super advanced screening.
Are you allowed to share this?
I'm allowed to share it now that the movie is out. So, But I have not seen it since. And so what I thought I'd do, yesterday I took some time to just jot down some basic plot notes from the dome. No supplemental material needed. And I'm just going to kind of like round them off, and you can tell me how accurate or inaccurate I am on this stuff, okay?
Sure.
Starts off with Paul Mescal, is his name?
Mescal,
Polly Boy. He's bloody. The Irishman, si, senor. He's living down in Africa like Toto.
Yes.
He's got a wife. He's living a good life, but unfortunately the plot has to happen, so...
Yes.
Pedro and his Pascals be coming. They're encroaching upon Gladiator Jr.'s home. Battles ensue. Paul's wife gets Boromired. That's to say she gets shot in the torso with an arrow. After that, today's lesson is slavery. He gets thrown into slavery and becomes a working man. And then he's forced to work and become a gladiator. Works his way up in popularity because he is strong and he's got that Costco dog in him. Denzel Washington, he is a dealer of gladiators and he takes a liking to him and has many training days with this young gladiator, if you will.
Took you a while to write this. I could tell you put a lot of thought into it.
Sure. I'm not even halfway done here. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
So Gladiator Jr. wants to burn down the whole system, but settles for a grudge against Pedro and his Pascals. Gladiator Jr. then fights Rafiki from the Lion King. He does a 360 gainer off a rhino. They flooded the Colosseum and got freaking ships. They got freaking sharks in this Colosseum. Connie Nelson's back from the first one, and her and Pedro Pascal, they be loving on one another, and they come up with a plot to overthrow the two emperors. There's two this time, surely products of incest, and one is Eddie Munster from Stranger Things. The other one is his brother who's friends with the little monkey. They get the plot to overthrow the emperors goes as well as 2017's The Mummy featuring actual madman Tom Cruise. Pedro gets thrown in prison and forced to fight Gladiator Jr. Pedro gets Boromired. That's to say he gets shot in the torso with an arrow. Find out that Gladiator Jr. is Gladiator Jr. and that he's Russell Crowe's son and Connie Nelson's son. All this while, Denzel Washington's been reaching in the cookie jar, but not for cookies, but for power. He thinks Kanye is wrong and thinks one man should have all that power. He manipulates one of the emperor to kill Eddie Munster. Denzel takes the place of the emperor's right-hand man, so basically becomes the interim emperor. And since Connie Nelson conspired to overthrow Rome, she's dragged out into the Colosseum and gets Boromired. That's to say, gets shot in the torso with an arrow. Then Gladiator Jr. gets mad and finds Denzel, chases him out on his horse, out of the city. They each have their armies because before Pedro Pascal died, he sent for his army, and then Denzel Washington's got his army. Denzel fights Russell Crowe's son, loses a hand and dies. Gladiator Jr. then gives a rousing speech about how fun Rome can be if they don't have Denzel as an emperor. Gladiator Jr. then picks up sand in the Colosseum, looks directly into the camera, and says, "Are you not entertained?" He puts on his Ray-Bans, and as he walks away, theme song to CSI Miami rings through the theater. Title card.
That's pretty good, I'd say. But yeah, that's pretty good for a 5-month-old. That's good memory there, Steve.
Well, thank you, yeah.
This is a tasty burger.
I came into the movies and I show the person my ticket and she's like, "Oh, you excited for the movie?" And I was just like, "Nah, not really." And she just kind of looked at me weird and she was like, you watched the play?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, kind of gave me this weird look, like, why are you here? And then I didn't want to be like, "Well, I mean, actually, I'm doing a podcast, blah, blah, blah." So I was just like, my wife told me to watch it. I think that was the most shocking, that I had a wife. Like, I think she just thought I was a gay guy excited to watch Wicked. And
yeah, because who watches Wicked alone? But
I know, yeah, which, like, I don't blame her at all.
This is a tasty burger.
Well, Chris, I got to tell you, I am a fag
Oh.
A fan about Glenda. Let me tell you, buddy, this was firing on all cylinders. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was just amazing. I am, of course, absolutely yanking your chain.
Yeah,
cranking
you're not
your shafter.
yanking my chain. My chain was to the floor. I knew this was a bit. You're not a fan of Glenda.
Not at all.
You're a big, idle, total, caring horse. Okay.
This is a tasty burger.
In this movie, it seems like the witch is good, right? Like she cares about
or like a sympathetic. Yeah, there's more to her than what we saw in the.
Well, and
Wizard
then
of
like
Oz.
you wouldn't think the crippled sister is like evil, but in the Wizard of Oz, like she dies and the town folk are like singing like ding dong, the witches, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, I'm more interested in like, what? Show me her like Anakin killing the younglings arc. Like, when's that coming? Because she goes full wicked sometime.
This is a tasty burger.
Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. It's a big old 30-inch hammer, and the hammer opens up into popcorn. We got Nosferatu.
I got a 3-inch hammer. Sorry, go ahead.
Come on, no.
My bad.
This is a tasty burger.
Are we saying, is Glenn Powell A-list? Has he broke? Is he up there? Is he working on that star, if you know what I mean?
I think Glenn Powell is Hollywood's new it girl. And I don't hate seeing him on screen because he is charming as all get out in this. Let me tell you, boys, if you're taking your girls to this, be worried because he's got the charm dialed up to 11.
That smile. Oh, man, that smile. It gets me.
This is a tasty burger.
Some people might not know of how big of fans we are of a certain star, that star being Glenjamin Powell.
Ooh,
but I want to.
Yes.
Yes.
Glenjamin Franklin.
Yeah. I want to introduce a new segment of the show called Glenn's Corner, because he's just been dripping with news lately, and I got a scoop, among others, if you'll indulge me, if you'll let me pour it on that. How about that, Chris?
I love that.
This is from BuzzFeed. It says, Glenn Powell issued a formal apology to the students at his middle school who now have to wear translucent backpacks because of a prank he pulled 20 years ago. Now, when I read that headline, I was it seemed a bit problematic, maybe. So what do you think the prank was that he pulled?
He wasn't Columbine or anything, was he? Or
No. Heavens, no.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he brought an animal in school?
Yes, technically.
Oh, it wasn't a gerbil, was it, Steve?
No, it was, he said, I thought it'd be funny to release 3,000 crickets in the hallway right before the bell rang.
Ooh.
Now, there's a couple questions. I don't know how he got a hold of
them. Yeah. How did he?
I don't know how he got a hold of them, but.
Wow.
So
that's a prankster right there.
Yeah. Another instance, just like us, Chris. He's a prankster, just a regular old guy, just like us.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah, just like your average Joe collecting 3,000 grasshopper, or what you said, grasshoppers? What was it?
Crickets.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a tasty burger.
We have a recurring segment called Glenn's Corner. You got some Glenn's Corner news for us?
Oh, let me see here.
Glenn's Corner, where I'm sitting in the corner looking at nothing but a picture of Glenn.
Wow, that's good. You gonna record a song for it and we can play it?
Yeah, that'll be a recurring segment of Glenn's Corner. Little intro song.
I like that. Well, here's one from an unnamed Hollywood producer says Glenn Powell is the biggest up-and-coming movie star, quote, in the sense that audience now go to movies to see him. Unlike an actor like Ryan Gosling, whose appeal is mostly limited to female audiences, Glenn appeals to both females and males. So first of all, do you agree with that segment or that statement?
That movies appeal, or that Ryan Gosling appeals to both?
No, they're saying Ryan's only for the chicks and Glenn's for both.
Heavens, no.
Yeah, I disagree. I'm like, unless you call me a chick then, because I'm a big goose lover.
Oh, yeah. My holy trinity is Henry Cavill, the Goose, and Glenn.
Ooh.
Those are my top three that get my butts in seats, if you know what I mean.
I'm not as high on Cav, but get me on Goose,
Powell,
and Samuel Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell?
Yeah.
I get that. I'll give you that one. I think he's a good time whenever he's on screen.
Yeah.
This is a tasty burger.
I got one more for you, Steve.
Okay.
Glenn's Corner. I'm sitting in the corner and I'm staring at a picture of Glenn. Did I sing that right?
I got it, Christopher. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, wait, let me cue it up. Through the magic of editing,
Oh, I didn't know.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Yeah, man, you're really derailing this here. Huh?
You can edit it out. Give me a break.
No, yeah, I want the listeners to know what I go through here.
Why isn't it playing?
Oh, my goodness.
Hold on. Please forgive me. Okay, here it is. Ready?
Yep.
Glenn's Corner, where I'm sitting in the corner looking at nothing but a picture of Glenn.
Wow, is that you on the keys yourself?
That's me on the ivory keys right there.
You're tickling them, huh?
Tickling them, yeah.
You're pickling them?
Yeah.
This is a tasty burger.
The second most important date in November is swiftly approaching. What do you think it is, Steve?
It's not winter solstice, is it?
It's not. It's not Thanksgiving. It's the release of People's Sexiest Man Alive issue.
Oh,
and
boy.
According to LoneStarLive.com, it looks like Austin, Texas native Glenn Powell is poised to take the crown.
I'm pumping my fist, pumping it in the air.
This won't be named until Tuesday, November 12th. Should we do a live show reaction?
Live reaction, yeah.
If he gets named. That hasn't stopped fans and even sports bettors. Apparently, you can place your bets here. That's sponsored by FanDuel.
We'll do a live breakdown like they do in the elections. Like, Glenn needs 8 more points to win Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Some quotes here from websites states, honestly, Glenn seems like he's made in a lab to be the sexiest man alive. He's got charm and humor. And the fact that he's a devoted dog dad and that his obsession with Texas football only reaches an endearing degree.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Lab experiment chiseled by the gods. Yep.
And his competition, here's the comp. You want to take any guesses?
Can I guess?
Here? Yeah.
I guess Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds kind of aged out a little bit. Am I right in saying that?
Not.
Okay. Still sexy, just not this year, fellas.
I don't think there's one that's probably in his 40s.
Is
the
it
rest
Hemsworth?
are young.
Chris Hemsworth?
No, he ain't.
Not on there?
Not on this front runners list.
One's
Brazilian, one's a football player, and
Marshawn Lynch.
no, yeah.
I don't know then.
Probably the most famous football player right now, dating a celebrity.
Oh,
you probably even know who that is.
Is it like American football?
Yes, American football.
It's not Travis Kelce, is it?
It's Travis Kelce.
Give me 4 breaks. He cannot. That's not on the same level.
Break.
Sure. Come on. That's not on the same level as Glenn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But he's going to get the votes. He's pulling those votes. If we're doing
If we're doing the popular vote, yeah.
If we're doing electoral, might be some of these others here. We got Bear, Jeremy Allen, White.
Really? Well, let's pause on that. He's a good actor,
From the face down, if you take out if you can get around that nose, I think he's got a case here.
Someone pointed out that he looks like a toucan, and I can't unsee it. I'm sorry,
Well, I mean, because he was in that wrestling flick with
Zac
the
Iron Claw,
and he is jacked as I'll get out. And
sure,
he is a handsome man, but he's no Glenn.
Again, from the neck down,
Yeah. And then we got Pedro Pascal. Seems he's a little too old for this.
He's a little. Is there a?
He's Aaron
age
Rodgers playing a little too old. He's 40, trying to play a young man's game here, Pedro. I think you need to just retire. He's still very attractive. He's kind of got a little Richard Gere to him, if you catch my meaning.
Yes, hamster and all.
Yes.
Very good.
This is a tasty burger.
Some somber news. A travesty. An outrage.
One for the ages.
A scandal. John Krasinski is people's sexiest man alive for 2024.
Yeah, Chris, we over here at HQ are just absolutely gutted. Most people remember where they were in times of crisis. I know exactly where I was when I heard the news. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or an election denier, but here at the Stale Popcorn Podcast, I demand a recount.
Yeah.
Christopher, justice needs to be had for Glenn Krasinski.
He wasn't even on the mentions we were
he
talking
wasn't on the
about.
short list. Yeah.
He was a write-in.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow. Hashtag rigged election, in my opinion.
Yes, this is rigged.
It's pretty baffling. There were like 4 others I would put above him. Props to our friend Glenn Powell. You know, we were rooting for you. We went out canvassing, knocking on doors, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I know. Come on, the polls showed he had a lead.
Yeah. I was thinking of doing a Instagram post of photoshopping Glenn's face on the sexiest man alive, and just every year that says Stale Popcorn magazine, just Glenn Powell every year.
You should do that. Yeah, I think in honor of this, we need to have our own awards here, Steve.
Yes.
So maybe we'll do a fan vote. Should we do it this week? Do a little fan vote? Give them a couple options who they vote for, who deserves to win Sexiest Man Alive?
We'll do it North Korea style, where all the options are just Glenn Powell.
Yeah. We'll say Glenn Powell and Twisters, Glenn Powell and the Hitman, Glenn Powell and anyone but you, and Chad Powers. All right, you got to choose. If we're doing those, Twisters.
This is a tasty burger.
Glenn Powell announces that the winner of his lookalike contest today will earn a cameo in his next movie. Quote, "I'm completely serious. This is cash value prize of $6 billion.
$6 billion?
He's being a little funny.
Cheeky.
He's being cheeky. He is.
Glenn.
But basically, he had a contest. All right, whoever looks most like me will fly your folks out, and they'll cameo in my movie.
Will he be playing his younger brother or something?
I think it's the parents. It's not even that person. It's their parents get to be in the cameo, because he was saying like he always has his parents cameo in the films. So he was like, I'm going to do this for a fan that looks like me.
I actually got this news from a fan, too.
Oh, really?
Shout out to Mitchell. He sent me this, and he's like, hey, this should be your next segment for Glenn Powell.
Well, why don't you read it then? Why don't you take the role here, buddy?
Okay, sorry.
In honor of Mitchell.
Glenn Powell Lookalike Contest draws hundreds to auditorium. Hundreds gathered on Sunday to crown Glenn Powell 2.0. The winner got $5, a cowboy hat, free queso from Torchy's for a year, and a thumbs up from the actor's mom.
That's all.
So
worth
it is worth
it
$6 billion, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture of the guy. If you're listening on YouTube, I'll throw a picture up here. But I mean, yeah, if you squint your eyes a little bit, you know, he can get away with his little brother.
Kinda. To me, Glenn's got a face that everyone's mother can love. You know.
Oh yeah.
Apples to oranges, if you ask me.
Sure. It says his real name is Maxwell Brownstein, a physician's assistant here in Austin. My face hasn't hurt like this since I was 10 at Disney World.
From smiling so much?
From smiling so much. That smile.
That smile. That's all
funny.
I got, Steve.
This is a tasty burger.
Follow us on Tinder, on Hinge, on Unhinged, on Farmers Market, Facebook Marketplace. We're talking bloody Craigslist, YouTube, Kahoot,
coolmathgames.com. We're there.
Addicting Games, RuneScape.
Do you remember stupidvideos.com?
Oh yeah, Stupid Videos.
That was before YouTube.
I remember that.
To our audience who's younger than 30, they before YouTube is just a stream of endless videos that just play randomly. No search bars or anything.
Oh.
It's like, here you go. Here's some videos.
Find me on homestarrunner.com.
Ooh, yeah. Now that's a good one.
I'm on a female.
What more do they want?
I said consummate V's.
You did a great cheer over there, Homestar.
Well,
maybe we'll do an episode on Homestar Runner.
Revisit those.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Well,
all right.
Thanks for listening. Have a good week.
This is a tasty burger.
Well, Chris, thank you for joining me, and listeners, thanks for joining us on this adventure of Gladiator II. If you're listening this far, tell your wife you love her. Bloody check us out on Farmers Only.
In that order.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell your wife you love her, and then immediately go to Farmers Only. And then leave the browser open and just see what her reaction. What is going on? Why are you?
You're not a farmer. Why are you this?
I love you, honey, but I got to do this.
This is a tasty burger.
All right, that's all I got. I feel horrible. I ate Taco Bell.
Oh, sorry, Steve. I'm sure that you've had a rough time here. Let's just end this for you.
I got bubble gut.
Oh,
I got hot snakes and bubble gut.
Hot snakes and bubble gut.
Oh, boy.
Thanks for listening. Have a good week.
This is a tasty burger.
Hey, welcome to the after party. Some of you may know I do a little post-credits scene towards the end of the show, and here's all of them together. I don't know if you like them. Here they are, or here they are anyway.
This is a tasty burger.
Yeah, Grandma, do you want to sing a song?
Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down.
This is a tasty burger.
When dreaming of guided to another world, time and time again. The sunrise, if I to stay asleep, 'cause I don't want to leave the comfort of this place. 'Cause there's a hunger, a longing to escape from the life I live when I'm away. So let's go there. Let's make our escape. Come on, let's go there. Let's ask, can we stay? Can you take me higher? To a place where the blind man sees. Can you take me higher? To a place with golden streets.
This is a tasty burger.
2 days past 18, he was waiting for the bus in his army green, sat down in a booth. The cafe there gave his order to a girl with a bow in her hair. He's a little shy, so she gave him a smile, and he said, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? Feeling a little low. She said, I'm off in an hour, and I know where we can go. So they went down and they sat on the pier. Said, I bet you got a boyfriend, but I don't care. I got no one to send a letter to. Would you mind if I sent one back here to you? I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy. Too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never more to be alone, when the letter said, soldiers coming home. That'll do it.
This is a tasty burger.
I saw the sun begin to dim and felt that winter wind blow cold. A man learns who is there for him when the glitter fades and the warmth won't hold. 'Cause from then rubble, what remains can only be what's true. If all was lost, there's more I gained, 'cause it led me back to you. I drank champagne with kings and queens. The politicians praised my name. But those were someone else's dreams, the pitfalls of the man I became. For years and years, I chased their cheers, the crazy speed of always needing more. But when I stop and see you here, I remember who all this was for.
Stop that! You're not going into a song while I'm here.
This is a tasty burger.
"25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill for a destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that the world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out, what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on?
This is a tasty burger.
Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, laughing back and forth at what the other one has to say. Reminiscing this and that and having such a good time. Ooda-lally, golly, what a day.
Ooda-lally, fortune tellers. Ooda-la, fortune favors the brave. Remember, Matt Damon, when you lied to us, fortune favors the brave in that crypto scam. Ooda-lally.
This is a tasty burger.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
hoping that you
so
drop
very
in.
nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My mother
ice.
will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your
Father
hurry?
will be pacing the floor.
Listen to that fireplace
So really
roar.
I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
Well, maybe
hurry.
just a half a drink more.
Put some records on while I
The
pour.
neighbors might think.
Baby, it's bad out there.
Say, what's in this
No
drink?
cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew
Your
how
eyes are like
to
starlight
break
now.
the spell.
I'll take your hand. Your hair looks
I ought
swell.
to say no, sir.
Mind if I move in
At least
closer?
I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense in hurting my pride?
Really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out.
Baby,
it's cold outside.
God bless us, everyone.